Oblivion has always had some of the funniest and wackiest glitches in their entire game, but there's also many more that are completely useless to the player or could completely soft lock you out of the game. So today we're going to be going over what is the 5 best glitches to use in Oblivion if you want to do a glitched run. Before we get into today's video though, if you enjoy this type of content where it's tips and tricks for games or game reviews, then don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button, as it tells me you guys want to see more content like this in the future. Besides that, let's get into it. Alrighty, before we get into the actual glitches, obviously we're going to have to create our character. I think we're going to be creating a character I like to call Jeeves Sobs. He obviously has no affiliation to Steve Jobs whatsoever, but let's go ahead and create him. Hey, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be our Jeeves Sobs. Of course, as always, the captain instantly gets got, like every single playthrough ever. Jeeves Sobs is on the case. Don't worry, I'll protect you, Emperor.
But it's too late to go back now. Don't worry, sire. We will get you out of here.
That's right.
They won't be the first to underestimate the blades.
I'll take point. Let's move.
All right, let's
stay
go.
here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
I have to stay here. Oh no! Die. For this first glitch, what you want to do is the second that you split off from the blades, go ahead and make your way through the beginning area of the tutorial until you find your first goblin. After a while, you're going to come to this point where you'll see this goblin going around the corner. At this current point in time, I would recommend to start sneaking, so that way the goblin doesn't detect you, just in case. And then go ahead and sneak over to where the goblin would be, and you're going to see him that he's going to be in this camp, and you're just going to go straight up against this wall. And you're going to either hold your movement key forward, or you can rubber band your controller if you have a controller around the movement forward while sneaking, and you just sneak straight into this wall. And as long as you are sneaking into this wall, as you can see, your sneak will go up, and you can sit here as long as you want. You can sit here until it's 10, 15, 25. You can even sit here until it's 100. Obviously, the higher you want it to be, the longer this is going to take. And this is the easiest way to level up Sneak in the entire game, is you can put this on and you can just leave, and after you leave, you can go get coffee, go to work, whatever it is, and you will come back and your Sneak will always be level 100 as long as you let it sit for, I think, about 3 hours, if I remember correctly. As you can see, from only sitting here for a couple of minutes, I increased my Sneak all the way from 5 to 15, and obviously the levels get harder and harder the higher it gets, but it is just a super easy way to gain it, because you gain more Sneak when there is an enemy nearby that has a probability of detection. But let's get into our next tip. Oh, it seems you've left the sewers, my friends. Well, don't worry. Jeeves Sobs is here to give you some more glitches. After leaving the sewers, I would recommend making your way over to the Imperial City, specifically the Imperial City Market District. After teleporting to the Imperial City Market District, I would recommend going to this specific inn, the Merchant's Inn, in the Imperial City, and buying a room. After buying a bed, go ahead and head upstairs. When you're upstairs, the room on the left is going to be your room, but what I would do is go to the room on the right. The reason I say you should buy a room is just in case the merchant decides to chase you, you won't be able to do this glitch, or you will get a bounty. That is why I buy a room, so do this at your own risk if you do not want to buy a room. You're going to click on the door to lockpick it, but instead, you're going to go to the very end where there is no lockpick to be picked, and then you are going to spam your set key. So on controller, I think it's A. On keyboard and mouse, it is space. And the really cool thing about this is you can do this on keyboard and mouse and controller at the same time. And if you do it that way, this works way faster. But this is how you get max lockpicking. So let me show you my current lockpicking skill. If we look here, my current security skill is level 5. I'm going to spam this for 5 minutes, and we're going to see how high of level I get to with only using a keyboard. Alrighty, it has been 5 minutes of IRL time, and as you can see, level 74 is what we ended up getting to in 5 minutes. That means if I kept going, or if I was using a controller at the same time, I definitely would have been able to hit 100 in only 5 minutes on my lockpicking skill. Now, obviously, the more you do this, the more you level up, and the harder the game gets. But a part of this area as well is leveling up your acrobatics. So what you can do to level up your acrobatic is simple. You come into a corner like this, where it's kind of bouncy, and you spam jump. Now, I will say acrobatics is probably the most annoying thing to level up, because unless you are using a macro, you basically are going to have to jump for a very long time. But what I like to do instead of jumping in the room is I like to go downstairs, and you get on one of these round tables,
join me.
and you jump
Have you
up and
ever
down
seen
on this.
Irene?
Once you get to a certain level of acrobatics, you will hit your head on the ceiling, and that is when you know it is perfect. Because you will be able to jump, and it will bounce you back down, allowing you to jump at a much faster pace, and eventually max out your acrobatics very quickly. Either way, though, acrobatics is going to take way longer than sneak. And like I said, unless you are specifically using a macro or a modded controller, you will have to sit here for a very long time. But if you want my personal recommendation, you can just get it to 25 or 50 and probably still have equally fun on an entire playthrough. After leaving the tavern, you're going to open up your map. And looking on your map, you are going to go to the right of the Imperial City, and where this T is on the Road River, you're going to put a waypoint here. Well, men, it seems that Jeeves Sobs made a mistake. The place is not around here. I will find it, though, and show it to you. Ah, we finally made it to the proper place. I'm sorry, everybody. You see, the skooma is starting to catch up to me in my old years. Once you make it here, these guys are going to be standing here completely AFK. You're gonna get a little mission, and a lot of people already know this one, but basically you're going to come to this point on the map just above this T. We'll move that marker. Just above this T on the Silverfish River. Kind of in the middle of the map in the bottom right corner. You can either TP to Breville and swim across the lake, and that will take you a good amount of time, or you can TP to Chadenhall, and it takes about the same amount of time because of the swimming and just running across mountains. And while you're running, obviously you're going to be able to level up like your athletics, and you can spam use healing spells so you can level up your healing spells. Once you make it here, though, this is an amazing spot to level everything that you can use against someone. Whether that's healing spells, illusion, blade, fist, whatever it is a great spot. Because these guys are stuck in suspended animation, allowing you to hit them without aggroing the enemy and without ruining their quest. So you can sit here, and you can hit them all you want, and level up all you want.
Yeah.
As you can see there, my blade just got to level 42, but you can use this with every single spell in the game and get up every single thing that basically you can hit someone with or activate someone with, whether that's illusion, restoration, destruction, blade, archery, whatever it is, you can get up at this location and get it all to max, which is just something that's really cool. Alrighty, next up on the list, come back to the Imperial City Market District, because this is the easiest place to find some empty barrels. You're gonna run over to these plazas, find a barrel that you like, and you're gonna take everything out of the barrel. You're going to then search your inventory, and you're gonna put something in here. Now, what a lot of people recommend doing is lockpicks, because lockpicks have 0 carrying weight. So you're gonna put 1 lockpick in the barrel. After putting 1 lockpick in the barrel, you can do this on controller or keyboard and mouse. you're going to take the rest of the stack of your lockpicks, and you're going to drag them in whatever fashion that you can drag over to the other lockpick on the other side, and you're going to like hover over it. Once you hover it over it, double click your enter or A or whatever it is as fast as you can. And as you see, we now have 12 lockpicks instead of how much we had before. I'll show it to you guys again. So you put one lockpick in, you drag them over straight on top, drop them, and double click. And as you see, we are now at 22. And you can continue to do this until you have 8 bazillion of them. We're going to get this up a little bit, and then I'll explain this a little bit more. So I made a mistake on this first one. I'll go ahead and explain it here. So if you click 3 times instead of clicking twice, you can accidentally end up duping stuff in your inventory, and this is where it gets a little bit buggy, but it gets a little bit wacky too. So make sure that you're leaving it on a double click, or you could potentially end up just duping crazy stuff and having millions and millions of random items in your game. Like now I have 21 pickaxes for absolutely no reason, and I just don't need those at all. So we're gonna go and take all those back and duplicate some more. So as you see here, we now have 163,000 lockpicks, and this is going to allow us to dupe basically whatever else we want in the game now, and it's just going to be super simple. So this is how you turn those lockpicks into anything else in the game. You're gonna put whatever item you want in there. We're gonna put our flash bolt scroll, and then you're going to drag all of your lockpicks on top of said scroll like so, and you're gonna double click into your inventory, and now you have 163,000 flash bolts. And you can do this with anything in the game: soul gems, weapons, armor, whatever you desire. You can use this duplication glitch. So hopefully this helps somebody. Alrighty, for this final thing that will make you the strongest player in the world, you're going to find something with gold in its inventory. You know, you have all these goblins here, and you just happen to have a man under this log that I definitely didn't harm in any way, shape, or form. And you see he has gold in him. So you're going to search your inventory when the gold is still in his. Make sure you take everything out if there's extra. It does not have to be this man. It can be any creature you desire. It can be a goblin, a rat, or whatever. This is just the first one I found. Now, go to your lockpicks that we duplicated earlier, and you're going to drag the lockpicks over the gold. And as you look up here right now, we have 87 gold total. And as we drag, we drop like we did before, and you're going to double click once more. And now you see we have 163,000 gold, and every time you find someone new, you can do this infinitely. And obviously, the more lockpicks you have, the richer you will become much faster. And that, my friends, is how you become as strong as Jeeves Sobs. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment below what your favorite Elder Scrolls game is, and I will make sure to like the comment. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Besides that, have a wonderful day. Peace.
By the 9, I'm tweaking!